Hi guys, hope you're well. I wanted to do a really quick video. Thank you for the response on the previous videos. I've got, I think you like them, which I'm really glad about. And I've noticed a key difference with them is that I'm just showing you this stuff on my own site. So I'll do more of these videos. Give us a thumbs up if you like them. Leave us a comment if you want to. I'd really appreciate it. But I'll do more of these videos of showing my own sites and things to help you with Amazon affiliate sites. So what I want to show you today is plugins. I want to show you the plugins that you need to have on your site. More like a grouping. You don't have to use the exact plugins I am, but more of the plugins that you need to have in terms of what they do. Okay, before we get into it, also recommend that you check out the content templates. This is coming up to the final chance to get them. There's not a lot of time left on the timer and you'll be able to pick them up. What they will give you is, you can check out the video on the page below, but what they will give you is templates for every piece of content that you'll need for Amazon sites. So if you struggle with this stuff, the content, and I know that's a really big thing, and how to write it and getting ideas, do check it out. It will really help you. There's a video on there. You get review content templates for every piece of content you need in terms of a review to speed that up. And you also get keyword content templates as well, a structure for click-through rate and a structure for SEO. So once you can do that stuff, you will be able to produce content really quickly that will actually rank and make you money as well. You also get a bonus that goes with it. I thought it'd be cool to put with it a video series showing you how to use the templates and how to make sure that you've got all of that stuff so you can just get going and make money with Amazon affiliate sites. You'll speed up your content by at least double the time. Halve the time, not double the time. That wouldn't be any good, would it? But you'll halve the time that it takes you to write articles, if not more. So give it a go, and yeah, let me know what you think. But it's very little time left. Anyway, I'll stop waffling about them. If you want the content templates, they're in the description, the link in the description. Back to the plugins. Okay, so plugins, you know what plugins are, but for those that don't, bear with me. I just want to make sure that everyone understands. They're just things that, with WordPress especially, that attach to WordPress and give your site more functionality. So that's what people mean by plugins, if you didn't know. There's a couple of ones that I use personally, and I'm going to guide you through. This is what I put on a new Amazon affiliate site. I do add more in-depth stuff later on, but when you're starting a brand new site, these are the absolute must-haves. Number one, right up on the list, would be Classic Editor. That's just purely preference. Classic Editor makes WordPress how it was. Okay, I don't like the new blocky thing that they use. Okay, the new blocks, and it would actually be better if you're designing a business website and so on. But if you're designing affiliate sites and you're primarily designing content-based sites, they are a complete pain, in my opinion. So Classic Editor will make WordPress as it always has been. So if you don't like the new block system, install Classic Editor and it will sort it. Contact Form 7 there's plenty of them. That's just my personal favorite. It just they've even described it here. Look, just another contact form plugin. So there's no amazing surprises there. It's just, it will just put a contact form on your site, which means people can send you emails without getting loads of spam on your part. Okay, so well worth doing. Cookie notice and compliance for GDPR, that's more a European thing. Data privacy laws, I put it on. It essentially just gives you a little message on the site saying this site uses cookies, like you see everywhere now. Genesis Simple Edits is a plugin specific to the StudioPress theme, and it allows me to put code in which is easier in the header or footer. So it's just easier. That's only applicable if you're using StudioPress themes. I use them quite a lot, so I always include that Simple Edits. Google Analytics for WordPress by Monster Insights. I install this, but most of the time I don't use it, if I'm honest. It just gives you another way of looking at Google Analytics. what I would say, although it's not strictly a plugin, is you definitely need to, I'll do another video on it, but you definitely need to have the Google Webmaster Tools, the search console. You definitely need to have that on your site, and you definitely need to have Google Analytics. If they were they're like more important than any plugin. One will tell you your traffic and one will tell you your positions. Google XML sitemaps, you definitely want to have that. There's plenty of them as well. I use the standard Google XML sitemaps. That creates a sitemap, an XML sitemap that really helps with getting indexed quicker, and also indexed in a way that Google recommend. And you can put the sitemap URL in your search console and you'll find you get indexed quicker. HTTPS, okay, so they're not to get too complicated, but you want to have HTTPS on your sites. I almost wholeheartedly recommend it now. And one of the ways that, as long as you've got a SSL certificate, which are on most hosting plans now, or you can get them with your domain name sometimes, you install that and it will just make everything point on HTTPS, if that makes sense. Okay, so you need to have that. If you're unsure about HTTPS, double check with your domain registrar and your host, and see if you've actually got it. Or if you want to get fancy, go to your site under https://www.yoursite.com, and if you get a warning come up, security warning, that normally means the SSL is not set up correctly or installed, and you have to get in contact with your host. If it comes up fine, then it normally means that you've got SSL on it and you should be using it. WP Supercache, that is a caching plugin. The way a caching plugin works is for quicker loading time. Essentially what it does is it saves images and stuff that takes a long time to download and keeps a memory of them, so that next time you load the page it doesn't have to load them again. Okay, so it caches and it manages all that. You can have problems with a caching plugin, especially if you make updates to your page. Sometimes they might not reflect with images and so on, so it does make sure you get a good one. WP Supercache is cool, never had any problems. Yoast SEO, that's just an SEO plugin. Okay, it will give me features in terms of SEO and all of that stuff, and there's loads of them. All-in-one SEO pack is another really good one, and there's plenty more. Bear in mind that a plugin for SEO isn't going to do the SEO for you. Okay, so you need to have a good idea of SEO. I'll do some more videos on it, I suppose. That would be the best thing, but that's a good plugin to use with the features that it gives you. I'll just show you something else. Okay, so they're the plugins. What I was going to show you is that if you go to Add New and then you go to Popular and you want to have a look at the main ones, you can see the ones that I've walked you through. A lot of the ones that you absolutely need will be on the Popular list. Contact Form 7, Yoast SEO, Classic Editor, because most people use the same ones for content-based sites and other sites as well. The thing that can get complicated is you only want to, in my opinion, you only want to have one plugin per feature. Okay, so you don't want to have XML sitemaps and install 6 plugins that do the same thing. So just have one per feature and make sure that you know what you're doing. In terms of make sure you know the plugin. Okay, the other one that I sometimes install when I go to sell a site is this Duplicator, because it allows me to transfer the site really quick. Other than that, there's a fastest cache one. That's the same as the cache thing that I showed you, but just a different plugin. Insert headers and footers is the same as that Genesis Simple Edits, so you can use that if you've got a different theme. Google Analytics Dashboard is the same as the other one I showed you. SiteKit by Google might be worth putting on. I don't do it. Facebook, depending on what you're doing. So you've got loads of stuff that you can use here, but they're the main ones. I hope that's helpful. Oh, an all-in-one WP security and firewall if you want extra security and so on is a good one to have. You know, breadcrumbs is always good to have. TablePress to make tables is good. So there's loads. You can make comparison tables with this. So there you go. I hope it helps. They're the basic plugins that I use on every single Amazon site, and why I use them. Do check out the templates below. Thanks for watching, guys. The templates are coming down very shortly. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll speak to you really soon. Cheers, guys.